Figured this is a good time. I got a little time to myself to chat about something I've observed. It's called, this one's gonna be called like law enforcement, like how my observations of how police, law enforcement, same thing sort of thing, well, how they deal with people from my observations in Taiwan. Now, I grew up in Canada. I've been to the States, lots of Western type countries. And one thing I've sort of noticed, well, Canada with the most experience since I'm from there. Now, it's the stereotype of police officers, besides having like mustaches, that's a joke, but it's sort of true in a lot of cases, is they tend to come across as, you sort of don't want to, they're tough guy sort of attitude. Not all, but there's a certain, we're the law and we're in charge sort of feel they really exude. And I think, as I said, not all, but most people agree that's pretty close to how most are. Now, when it comes to like police officers in Taiwan, where was I? Oh, it's like they tend to have a little more gentle approach. Gentle's not a good word, but soft, maybe soft approach. Like if you're sort of driving a little fast, or you have a question, or you've done something, they'll sort of approach you in a more person-to-person type way. They'll even help you. They're sort of sometimes smiling. No, they don't have the same approach. And I think that I prefer it, and I think everybody prefers it. But will that be a recommendation I'd have for the West? I don't know. I'm not going to recommend things to police forces, but I don't know if you can. I mean, the culture, like, you're also dealing with a different public. Like, the culture in Taiwan is typically more, I hate to say the word complacent, but yeah, they'll go along with things. A little butterfly flew by. In most cases. There's obviously, different types of people. You need different rules, and there's gangsters here and all that stuff. There's bad people everywhere, but generally that approach works really well here. People find police officers around, they'll ask for help, or they'll talk to them. They're very neighborly, kind of like old school police officer, if there was. It's not the military state as much. Again, these are big, huge generalities, but you'll notice that. I think if you ever go to the States or Canada, how the way they enforce rules is different. Also, and as I said, the public. My opinion, my experiences, the average North American's a little more, these are my rights and this is what I'm going to do, and that's cool, and I believe in that. But they're also sometimes a little harder to handle, generally speaking. They're more individualistic, and yeah, you don't know what kind of a character you're running into. Now, I've never been a police officer. I'm only talking from my end of things. Perhaps there's a reason they're that way. Maybe it has to be done. That's not the point. The point is just what I've observed and the differences. And those hold. Regardless of the reasons, that's the outcome. That's the effect of a combination of things, from culture, people, whatever that means. What do we got? My phone's giving me a warning here. What do I got? Oh, they want me to revise my Dropbox plan. They want to make some money. They give you just enough room that you can kind of get using it and throw in all your stuff. Like most things, it gets you hooked a little bit. Just enough space that you've started to archive a substantial amount, and then, whoa, that's the limit that's calculated, right? So now it's getting full. But what they don't know, those Dropbox people, is that I use Dropbox more as a transfer thing. So I do not need more space. I just need to clear that space. You're not getting my cash. No, you Dropbox people. All right. This is pretty darn dark in here.